Hey everybody, I'm going to do a real quick video here on the HU66. Got the single lifter and the twin lifter leashes, and this is going to be the same thing on the HU92 single and twin lifter leashes. The difference on them, obvious difference of course, is one's got two lifters, the other's only got one. The major difference is how you read them after you pick them. So on the high security here, basically with the single lifter, when you pick it, you're going to be reading it in the opposite direction that you picked it. So say you pick space number 1 going this way, when you actually go to read the lock, you'll be reading it the opposite direction. And most of the leashes are going to have a little black arrow pointing up and down right here that this applies to, so you know you got to read the opposite the way you picked it. And I'll snap a picture of one of my other ones so you'll see on the screen what I'm talking about. I'm not sure why my leash doesn't have one. I do believe it's made by Mr. Lee and everything. It might just be old before they were putting it on there, possibly. But basically, that's going to be the main difference here with the twin lifter. When you pick it, you read it the same way you pick. So, for example, if you were to pick position 1 going up, then you would also read it up. It's not opposite. And the lock we're going to be using for this is off of VW Beetle, and it has a code on the lock. The code is right there, 0292. And ran that through a program here, and got the bidding on it, which is 13223243. And I cut a key on my Condor Dolphin 2 for it. So I filmed that as well. If you want to see the Condor Dolphin 2 cutting this key, it'll be up in the top right corner of the video. What we'll do here is I'm going to go ahead and pick the lock with both of these leashes and just show you what I'm talking about on reading it with the single lifter as opposed to the twin lifter. So let me get the camera moved and the lock chucked up in a vise, and we'll do that. Alright, so we got the lock in the vise here, and we'll just start with the single lifter leashy. Go ahead and get it inserted into the lock. And zoom in here so hopefully everybody can see. Now we're going to be paying attention here to which way we're picking these positions and then which way they actually read. So first thing we'll do is figure out where the wafers are. They're staggered, so you can have odds on one side, even on the other. And try to do this around my tripod here. So we're going to have odd numbers going this direction, and even numbers will be going this direction. Okay, so we'll pay attention to that. And when we pick it here, I'll just go through the odds real quick. So we got 1, 3, 5, and 7's a 4 cut, so I don't need to pick that. So then we'll go to the evens. 2, 4, 6, and 8. And so the lock's actually picked now. And then as far as actually reading it goes, I might need to actually rotate the lock here so you guys can see it. Alright, so got it rotated here. Alright, and remember, the odds were going this direction, evens were going in this direction, but when we read it, it's going to be the opposite. So remember, this is our bidding here. I might just actually throw it on the screen too so you'll be able to see it. But we're going to go ahead and read the opposite direction that we picked. So zoom in here. Alright, so we know, so 1 is a 1. And then 2 is a 3. And then 3, position 3 is a 2, position 4 is a 2, position 5 is a 3, position 6 is a 2, position 7 is a 4, and then position 8 is a 3. So that's actually reading the opposite way that we picked it. So that's what you do with the twin lifter leashy. So let me go ahead and get this locked back here. Move the lock back, and we'll just repeat this with the twin lifter. All right, so we got our twin lifter here. Get it inserted into the lock. All right, so numbers are going to be on the same side here. So we got odd numbers going this way, and we're going to have even going this way. So we'll pay attention when we pick it here. I'll go ahead and do the odds first. So there's 1, 3, 5, and we don't need to pick 7 because it's a 4 cut. And then we got 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, just increase some tension here. And 1, 3. May have overset 5 here. Let me start over real quick. Usually the twin lifter is actually a lot easier than the single lifter. So 3. And 5. And now we got 2. 4, 6, and 8, and we're going to get it open. So now we got the lock open, and we'll just go ahead and rotate it again so we can see it. All right, and then to decode this, remember it's 13223243, and it's actually going to decode the same direction that we actually picked it. So, 1 will be reading A1, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, and 3. And that reads the same exact way that we picked it here. So the twin lifter is a little easier to decode because it goes the same way. Well, actually, it's not bad, I guess, with a single either, if you as long as you know that you have to read it the opposite direction. So anyway, that's the difference here between the single and the twin lifter HU66, and the same thing applies to the HU92 as well. And I will put a picture, like I said at the beginning here, of the arrow that mine for some reason doesn't have. But if you ever see that arrow on any of the Lishis, it indicates that you do have to read it the opposite direction that you picked it. So hopefully it's not too confusing. If you have any questions or anything, put them in the comments. I do tend to answer pretty much all the questions. And I guess that's really all we got for this one. We will talk to everybody later.